And the
individuals.
people you fired, those 12 people, they were experts on Iran, were they not?
I don't believe so.
They worked in counterintelligence, did they not?
I'm taking you at your word, sir. I'm not familiar with every
You're the
single
chief
word.
director. I'm not. You should know the answer. You fired the people. Where did they work?
People were terminated for violating their ethical obligations and the high standards.
Was
that
the
we
ethical
have.
violations that they dealt with the case of the classified documents that were found at the bathroom in Mar-a-Lago, was that the ethical issue?
As I said earlier, all those matters are pending litigation, so I'm not going to comment on them.
At a critical moment, as the U.S. was preparing for possible action against Iran, FBI Director Kash Patel dismissed more than a dozen agents from a unit dedicated to Iranian intelligence. When questioned by Steve Cohen about whether those individuals had expertise on Iran, Patel couldn't give a clear answer. Despite making the decision, he seemed uncertain about who exactly had been let go. I'll break it down at the end. Watch this first.
Cohen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Director Patel, you had a question from Dr. Jackson about the shutdown we're in now with Homeland Security, and I believe you said that this would be harmful to America because of the threat from Iran. Is that correct? Do I recall that correctly?
Generally, yes, sir.
How many days before we invaded Iran did you know we were going to launch an invasion?
We can get into those details in a classified setting, but I work with my colleagues across the spectrum here to give me advance warning so that we can reinforce.
Was it 2 days, 3 days, a month?
It was sometime before that, sir.
Sometime before that. So you had not. With that knowledge, why did you fire at least a dozen agents in Counterintelligence Unit 12 that specializes in Iran counterintelligence, which makes us much less secure and safe with this war going on from Iranian attacks potentially against our country?
As I said earlier, Congressman, I don't work on timelines when these terminations occur. There are internal investigations conducted by the careers at the FBI that highlight unethical or inappropriate conduct, and it's up to me to make the decision. But our Iran Threats Mission Center has never been more resourced, as I've highlighted a 43% increase in counter-espionage arrests from Iran alone and 360 ongoing terrorism investigations with Iran-affiliated individuals.
And the people you fired, those 12 people, they were experts on Iran, were they not?
I don't believe so.
They worked in counterintelligence, did they not?
I'm taking you at your word, sir. I'm not familiar with every
You're the
single
chief
word.
director. I'm not. You should know the answer. You fired the people. Where did they work?
People were terminated for violating their ethical obligations and the high standards.
Was
that
the
we
ethical
have.
violations that they dealt with the case of the classified documents that were found at the bathroom in Mar-a-Lago, was that the ethical issue?
As I said earlier, all those matters are pending litigation, so I'm not going to comment on them.
Director Gabbard, are you familiar with CI-12?
I'm not, Congressman.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. In the intelligence community's unclassified annual threat assessment from last year, it said, quote, Iran's large conventional forces are capable of inflicting substantial damage to an attacker, executing regional strikes, and disrupting shipping, particularly energy supplies through the Strait of Hormuz. It seems the IC was entirely correct in its assessment about Iranian retaliation in the Strait. Did the IC's assessment about the Iranian capabilities in the Strait of Hormuz change in the past year?
No, Congressman.
Does Iran still have the capability to threaten shipping in the Straits of Hormuz with missiles, mines, and small boats?
Their capabilities have been largely degraded, but yes, they still have means to threaten passage through the Strait of Hormuz.
And how long can they keep the strait closed?
Based on current events, I'd have to get an updated assessment from the intelligence community on that.
Did you have an analysis of the impact of a war on global supply chains and the price of oil and gas?
I believe that assessment may have come from the Department of Treasury or Energy.
It didn't come through your office?
It came from their element within Department of Energy or Energy.
Do you know if the president was briefed on those assessments?
I believe so, but I can't confirm.
So if he was briefed on those assessments that was a problem and the Straits of Hormuz could be shut off and that's causing a great problem in the world's economy with oil prices going up to, I think, under $120 or something a barrel and an effect on all countries' economies, Why would the president not have taken actions to strengthen defense around the Strait of Hormuz?
All I can say is that the president ultimately is responsible for making the decisions based on the totality of information and intelligence that he has available to him.
The intelligence that he has available to him, that's a scary thought. Does the IC know where Iran's enriched uranium is?
The IC has high confidence that we know where it is.
And can you tell us that in classified?
We can speak more about this topic in the classified setting.
Okay. Could it be, we have methods of destroying it?
This is a conversation for a closed setting, sir.
Do you have any idea what the purpose of the Marines being sent, the units that are being sent over there, is the idea that we will put troops with boots on the ground in Iran?
ODNI and the IC is not involved in the operational planning and movements of the Department of War assets.
Thank you. I'll be very honest with you. When you made your original comments, it was kind of scary because of all the craziness that goes on in the world. I can't wait for the classified setting. Thank you.
Kash Patel made a direct impact decision that weakened the FBI's counterintelligence capabilities focused on Iran by firing at least 12 agents. These individuals were part of an elite unit within the Bureau known as CI-12, which is responsible for investigating threats from foreign adversaries. The unit consisted of experienced agents, analysts, and support staff specifically trained to track, analyze, and disrupt espionage activities linked to Iran and the broader Middle East. This decision came at a time when the United States was facing heightened military tensions with Iran and actively preparing for potential operations. Shortly after the firings, Patel publicly stated that the FBI remained at the forefront of protecting the homeland from threats. However, this statement directly contradicted the operational reality. The very team responsible for identifying and preventing such threats had just been dismantled. As a result, the FBI's ability to respond to Iran-related risks was immediately and significantly weakened. Questions raised by Steve Cohen further exposed the lack of clarity behind the decision. When asked whether the dismissed agents were Iran specialists, Patel was unable to provide a clear answer. The fact that the FBI director could not confirm the expertise of the personnel he removed highlighted a serious breakdown in oversight and strategic decision-making. The CI-12 unit was not a routine intelligence group. It played a central role in uncovering espionage operations, identifying foreign agents operating inside the United States, and protecting national security at a fundamental level. Its responsibilities included handling cases involving classified information leaks, misuse of sensitive materials, and countering covert operations conducted by foreign governments. Given Iran's long-standing record of carrying out operations beyond its borders, the role of this unit was critically important. By dismantling this team, Patel created a significant gap within the FBI. The sudden removal of experienced personnel disrupted ongoing investigations and undermined institutional knowledge in a highly sensitive area. It also damaged the Bureau's ability to monitor, assess, and respond to threats linked to Iran. In conclusion, this was not simply a personnel decision. It was a move that directly impacted national security capabilities. Taken at a critical moment, the action significantly reduced the FBI's effectiveness in countering Iranian intelligence and posed serious risks to its operational readiness